Alright guys, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be seeing if I can get this 386 to detect the hard drive again. So basically what happened was when I first got this, everything worked fine. It was awesome. But then I took it apart and messed with it, and one of the things I did was I removed this Dallas clock chip there. Which means that the BIOS lost all of its settings. So that's a problem, because that means that it no longer knows what kind of hard drive is in there. So I did a ton of work the other night and managed to get a diagnostic disk written that will run the program that will program the BIOS in this. So we'll go ahead and stick that in there. But the problem is that disk is actually not bootable. So what we need to do is boot it into DOS, which I can do with MS-DOS 3.3 on this 5 1/4 inch floppy and this floppy drive. So this drive is currently set to drive A because it's got the twist in the cable right there. So we do need to just change this here real quick. Tell it, put it in the other one without the twist, which just tells the hardware on this computer that this is going to be drive B, which at least this computer specifically will not try and boot off of. And I haven't run across a computer yet that will boot off of the drive floppy in drive B. I'm sure they're out there, but I just haven't run across one yet. So we'll go ahead and plug in the 5 1/4 inch floppy there, and what we're going to do is, this is going to be super janky. I'm going to do this janky style and kind of just prop this up here because it's got this big, it's a direct drive, so it's got that big motor right there. So I just kind of need to prop it up so that motor doesn't rub against anything, and now it's just not going to do it, is it? There we go, super jank, right? That's how we work over here. So what we need to do is we need to take a look at this drive. Now, older drives have, it's basically a drive type, and you can put in the drive type, and that'll tell BIOS what, you know, the head, the sector, cylinder head and sector are, and basically that's all that comes up to the size of the drive. So this is a 120 meg hard drive. I know it works, and I know it's got DOS installed on it because I have booted it up before I took it all apart and everything. But the annoying part is there's no drive type label anywhere on this drive, and I kind of looked through the slits and there's no other labels in there. This doesn't really have anything. 127 AT. I mean, it could be one of these numbers, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're just going to kind of go in there and guess. So I know it's a 120 meg hard drive, right? So hopefully I can figure out kind of what type it is with that, and we'll see if it works. I know there's just a whole bunch of numbers on here, and I don't know which one of those, if any of them, is the actual quote-unquote type. So I'll go ahead and plug this into the IDE cable back here and give it some power. And again, just kind of janky, but it's sitting there, it's fine, everything is fine. And then we'll go ahead and put in our MS-DOS. This is a weird one because to activate it, you actually push in that, it latches, and then to eject it, this one's a little sticky. I need to open it up and clean it. But you push it again, and it ejects it. So this is a weird drive. I've never seen one like this before. Compaq's doing some weird stuff here, but hey, it works. So we'll go ahead and boot this up and see if we can get into DOS and see if we can get into the setup program. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and power this on. Got that lovely fan noise. Hard drive's clicking away, gotta love that. So at least that means the hard drive should at least still be sort of okay. So we'll run the memory and test the drives. There's our problem. We've got the system options not set, so basically that means that it lost everything in the BIOS. So we'll go ahead and hit F1, and if everything works like it's supposed to, and we're getting a non-system disk or disk error. Awesome, so let's go ahead, eject this DOS disk. Everything looks like it should be okay. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna recenter it because it was way off center, so usually this doesn't matter, but this drive's a little weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and recenter it in here, put it in there, and we'll try again. Oh, now you're just not gonna work, are you? You worked for me the other night. Oh yay, this thing has given me nightmares. It has just not been easy to deal with. So I'm gonna try it again, oh, nope. Alright, so hopefully this disk isn't fried, because that would really suck. This is a really useful disk, MS-DOS 3.3, yep. Let's try this one last time. Reinsert it. I might need to actually crack open this drive and clean the heads. It did work, because I did test this, but now it's just not wanting to, so let's try one more time. Nope. Let's just try, out of sheer curiosity, we'll go ahead, eject this disk, boot it up. Without that, it zeroes out the head, which is a really terrible noise. The stepper motor in this is really loud. And see what she does. I don't have high hopes at this point, because I think I'm going to, honestly I think this drive might be dying. Which really sucks, because it doesn't look like that head is returning to full zero. At least I can't tell if that's where it's supposed to be, so come on. Are you going to, there we go, resume, F1 key. And this is what I was getting before. It'll kind of sit there and won't really do anything. And eventually, it should say, maybe, yeah, there we go. Non-system disk or disk error. So we'll go ahead and put this back in. Same message it was getting before. So let's put that back in, load it up, and strike the any key. Nope, it's not booting at all. Awesome. So, of course, all that prep work I did was for nothing, because now it won't even boot up off this disk. And I don't know if it's the drive or not. So, I think the first thing I'm probably gonna do is maybe, I don't have another drive lying around that I can easily get at. So, alright, well, let's I'll do a little bit of troubleshooting off camera, see if I can get out another drive or something. And hopefully it's just the drive, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so we're back. I spent about an hour and a bit last night troubleshooting. Turns out that my good old reliable MS-DOS 3.3 disk decided to die. So struggled with that for a little while and tried to make another exact copy of this, because I found the image file for it online, but I don't have, it won't format as a 320K disk in a 1.2 meg drive, so couldn't do it. So right now I made another one that's DOS 5.0. It's the oldest one I could find on a 1.2 meg drive, so it's some weird AST version for an AST computer, but it works. It boots. I've already tested it. At least I tested it last night. It's been sitting here for a day, so let's see if it'll work again or if it's still going to fight me. So we'll go ahead. We're going to connect the hard drive this time. Remember, it's a 120 meg drive, and we're going to go ahead and try and boot it up. All right. So let's see what we get. See if it'll work. I haven't touched it since the last time it booted up, so hopefully this should work. The drive still sounds a little crunchy, but we'll see. It took a couple attempts last time to actually boot. Well, there's progress being made, it looks like. God, this drive is loud. Probably needs a good cleaning and lubing. Hey, there we go. All right, so we got Microsoft DOS version from AST. So this is the installer, but I obviously don't want to install it. So we're gonna exit, and the disk one is in there. Press Y. So we are now in DOS. So I've got the setup drive in there. So we're gonna go dir B. Make sure it can still read it. There we go. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and run setup b:/ no, just setup.exe. And we're thinking, and we're thinking, and we're thinking. Still thinking. Hey, Compaq setup utility. All right, enter to continue. Have you completed running this program since connecting the battery? No, I have not. So let's see, the current date is 09/30/2020. Current time is going to be 18:52 and some seconds. So the current drive in drive A, so I'm gonna have to probably rerun this because I don't know if I want which drive I want to be drive A. When I originally got it, drive A was the 3.5 inch, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it because it's probably gonna mess with something. Yeah, we'll do power on. All right, awesome. So here we go. It's got the coprocessor, 387 coprocessor. Oh wow, that moire is bad. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit F4 to. Oh, it's recognizing a fixed disk as a 34.1 megabyte drive though. But the sticker on that said it was a 120 megabyte drive. That's a little weird. Interesting, interesting. All right, well, you know what? Let's see, exit and save changes. So let's see if it'll boot off that as a 34 whatever megabyte drive it was. So we're gonna eject DOS and see. Oh, that is way blurrier than I thought it would be. All right, so missing operating system. Awesome. Interesting. All right, well, let's go ahead and reboot. We'll go in there and mess with that drive type. System options not set, but I've already run it. That's weird. What? Bad or missing country dots? Okay, now I really don't know what's going on. I wonder if it's still trying to boot from the hard drive for some reason. So I'm disconnecting the hard drive and let's try and boot up again. Actually, maybe the disk just wasn't in there right, because I've had problems reading this disk. It'll read it sometimes, sometimes it won't. I think the heads are probably dirty, so it's got to be aligned just perfectly to disk controller failure. Oh right, because I've got the hard drive disconnected. You know what? Let's plug this hard drive back in I think it might just be that the, because it seemed like it was trying to read the DOS disk, but failed. So, you see, I don't think that drive type is right. There's no way. Come on, please work. This is such a convoluted way to have to go about all of this. There we go. Awesome. And that Moire pattern's bad. Alright, so exit, yes. So we're gonna run b setup.exe. I just told this that it had a 1.44 megabyte drive. I didn't even think about that. Now I don't have a diagnostic disk. I'm gonna have to reset the BIOS again. Let me try that again. Nope. Well then, I'm gonna pull ye old clock chip out again, very carefully. So this is the chip that I've been talking about. Just a Dallas real-time clock chip, and it's got a battery built into it. This one seems to be holding time, at least from what I can tell. So, yeah. So this should reset this BIOS, pulling this out, and then I can go through all of this again, rerun setup, and tell it hopefully the right type of drive, and not tell it that it's got a 1.44 megabyte floppy disk drive in it, because it doesn't. I don't know if it's just this ribbon cable or if this controller can't handle it, but I know this drive is only a 720K drive. So the auto detect on this is trash. I think that might be what the setup program is expecting it to be, but is not actually finding, not what it's actually looking at. So maybe that's just the default settings for, because I don't know, I don't think this diagnostic disk is made specifically for this computer. It was just a random one I found on the internet, and it didn't have an exact model number or anything with it, so that might be why. Should have gone with my gut. And now it's not even trying to read from drive A. Why are you like this, computer? Why are you not even trying to read anymore? What are you doing? Why are you not even trying to read it anymore? I hate this computer. I hate this computer. And I haven't filmed a lot of this, but this is about par for the course. This whole time. Everything I do requires two more things that aren't working. Oh, what a nightmare. There should have been like 10 minutes of working this tonight. But yet again, it's got to fight me every little step of the way. Well, it didn't immediately air out this time, so knock on wood. It might actually boot up. Be setup.exe. Oh look, it's reading it now. Awesome. Good. Alright, enter to continue. So I have taken it out, so I've not completed running this. So yet again, we've got the date 09/30/2020. And it is now 1907 and some seconds. Drive A is in fact a 1.2 meg. I'm gonna go on. All right, so now we need to change configuration. Diskette drives. Drive A is a 1.2 meg. Drive B is a 720K. So fixed disk. There's no, like I said before, there's no actual drive type listing on this drive anywhere, but we can go through here and see if maybe there's one that's close. There's a type 50, which is a 121 megabyte drive. That might be it. So let's try that type 50. No drive exists. No primary address. All right, so let's exit, save changes. We're going to eject the, I don't know why I keep saying that. That's weird. System options not set. Oh, there we go. Hey, first try, I was right. So we can see a lot of stuff here that's actually pretty interesting. So LAN manager, 3Com DOS network driver. So this was obviously a computer that was used on a network. It doesn't have any cards in it. There's no cards in there for anything. So it's totally a bare computer. They probably took all the cards out. I really shouldn't move this thing. All right, so we have a C drive. We'll do dir W. So there's a lot of stuff on there. I'm just so happy I finally got this back. I'm not gonna mess with that stupid battery again. I'm gonna get a replacement clock chip and then I'm gonna have to do all this again, I think. But that's just gonna be once, and at least now I know how to do it. So there's a bunch of stuff on there, but Windows is not installed on this. So we can edit autoexec.bat. So yeah, I mean it loads a couple things and loads a mouse driver, interestingly enough. Don't really know what all of that is, so Alt FX. And let's just edit readme.txt just to see what's in there, because I'm kind of curious. Pathworks version 5 for DOS and Windows. Interesting. So I actually don't know what this is. I'm guessing it's a network thing, but I'm honestly not super familiar with it. It's pretty interesting. This is a long readme. I'm not going to go through all of this. So obviously it's got Pathworks installed, whatever that means. Mouse drivers. So when I was originally going through this, I found this folder and just started running some of these programs just to see what they did. And some of them worked. So I'm pretty sure this computer was in a fab maybe, or in a CNC machine. I don't know. Metal insert standard bender setup data. So I mean, I'm guessing it was something to do with metalworks. So I mean, it's kind of interesting. I don't like. I really kind of want to wipe this and install maybe Windows 3.1 or something on it. But there's some fascinating stuff on here, and I don't want to lose all of this. Not that I'm ever going to use it, but I'm a pack rat. So I might try and see if I can connect this to my desktop through a USB IDE interface and just save all of this, but I don't know yet. But we've succeeded. We got the 386 up and running again. I'm gonna go ahead and put it all back together, and yeah, because it's just kind of still sitting apart because I have to constantly be in it. So yeah, we got it finally. I'm pretty happy about that. So we've got a working 386 again, and this time I'm not going to mess with it. So that's gonna be it, and y'all have a great rest of your day.